Adasane. I'm Angie B, and you're watching a BC Pretty Girly video. Today I'm talking about cleaning your makeup brushes. And I know we all know how to clean them, and although there are 1,000,001 videos out there on how to clean, why to clean, and that's okay, because this one will make 1,000,000 too. You can never have too many opinions and too many different ways. So let's get on with it. I recently made a purchase from Crown Brushes. Before I use my brushes, I like to wash them. See how they stand up to a wash. Over on this side, we have the Crown Brush purchase. On this side, we have a couple of my old brushes, or some of my old faithfuls, I want to call them. And what we have in the backdrop is a couple of products that I use. I use a generic baby wash, and this one has chamomile. I didn't buy it because it had chamomile. It just happened to have chamomile. So I use the baby wash for the actual washing. I use an astringent to help to sanitize, because the astringent does have a certain percentage of alcohol in it. So instead of using straight alcohol, I use an astringent. That's for the brush, the bristles of the brush. For the handles, I use a hand sanitizer, just a regular old generic hand sanitizer, along with some makeup pads to actually wipe down the handles. I'm not a makeup artist, and I only use my makeup on myself. However, 'tis the season to catch the flu, and you can always catch a cold, so I like to wipe down the brushes just because. On this side, I have something that's a little bit unusual, and I don't believe you've probably ever seen this on any makeup brush washing tutorial. Up at the top, we have some paper clips. These are just regular paper clips. In the middle, we have some rubber bands, the small black variety, and at the end, we have some, this is just some regular wire that you would use in a craft type of situation, or if you're making jewelry, it's that kind of thing. Very flexible. Alternatively to the wire, there's another something else that you can use, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But right now, let's get on with the washing and see what we can find out there. Okay, to get started with the procedure, I'm going to fill each one of the dishes with a little bit of the product. Then I'm going to go ahead and wet the brushes. I like to group them according to size. Take the ones that are of the same size. Get all the bristles down to one end. And since this one is a little bit thicker than the other, I'm going to remove it. All the bristles down at one end. Like this. And I'm going to go ahead and wet the brushes. Then I'm going to go ahead and dip them into the wash just a little bit. And using my hand, I'm going to create a lather. Now, because these are my new brushes, I'm not really washing to clean a product out of them. I'm washing for my own peace of mind. So I don't know where these brushes were before they came to me today. So once I get that, I'm going to rinse them. Once I've rinsed them, I'm going to go ahead and dip them in the astringent. Shake it off. Work that around a little bit. rinse that. Once that's been rinsed, I'm going to take a towel and just kind of blot off the excess. And then I'm going to grip these at the other end, flatten them out, take a pad, get some of the hand sanitizer and just wipe them down liberally. After this, I'm going to lay them on a clean towel. Since this is a retractable, I'm going to take that out and then wipe this down completely. Put that back. And there. I'm going to repeat that process for the rest of the brushes, and then I'm going to show you the next step. All the brushes have been washed. They have been sanitized, and they are now ready for the drying process. Now, I went ahead and pretty much washed all my small brushes along with this flat kabuki brush. And you'll notice how this one, because it is so fluffy and so large, it's going to need some shaping. So what I usually do is I take a brush like this, because I usually don't use the comb side. I usually only use this, if at all. And I just comb it into the shape that I want. And for this brush, I like it to fan out on the sides, the same as it did when I bought it. So that's what I do. I pretty much just comb it in that direction, just to straighten out the bristles on one side. Flip it. Do the same thing on this side. Okay. Then I take the sleeve and go ahead and put it there so that it will dry in its shape. So now you're probably wondering, if you look really close, you'll notice that each one of my brushes have a small rubber band. So what I do is I take the brush, take one of these rubber bands. You can use whatever rubber band you like. You can get creative and use different colors if you like. It doesn't matter, just as long as it holds. I secure that on it. Then I go ahead and take the paper clip. First thing, you want to open these paper clips. Then you take it and just kind of thread it up through a couple of the...
What you do in my box? It's on the floor.
Thread it up through the rubber band like so. And then you want to take the open end and flare it out just a bit, because now you can take this and hang it on a hanger, or you can make a drying apparatus to hang it on, however you want to do it. But now your brushes, the liquid will kind of render off of the brush downward, as opposed to if you lay it flat, it's going to render flat, and who's to tell if anything has gotten up in this area. But if it's going to dry in this fashion, then it's going to maximize the ability to get rid of the water. And if you have enough brushes, then you can let these air dry and hang as long as they need to, and then you'll have your other brushes to use while it's drying. So this is what I do with my brushes, and I only do this deep cleaning once a month. Everything else up into that month, up into that time, is pretty much just a spot cleaning where I'm using a makeup wipe right after I apply the makeup. Now, you know, this is what happens to these paper clips. I do have an alternative, which is a much better usage, and I'm going to show that on another video. But for now, this will get you started, and this will help you decide, do I want to do something like this? Is it too much for me to do? Will it prolong the life of my brushes at all for me? You know, so start out with something as basic as this, and then you can also watch my other video to see how extensive you can go with this kind of a procedure if you so desire. Now, if you're going to build an apparatus, this is where this kind of wire would come in. So what you would do is basically get whatever, either a hanger or chopsticks or whatever, secure the ends, and then the brush will be able to hang on this. And as you could see how you could construct this to where all your brushes can hang. And then when they're done drying, this can be either folded away, put away in some kind of fashion. But there's all kinds of things you can do with this. Like I said, keep up with the rest of my videos to see some more alternatives. But this is going to ensure the maximum amount of drying with the least amount, if any at all, bacterial growth, which is something we all need to be concerned with in this makeup industry, as well as just in general life. We got bacteria all around us, so you want to be as clean as possible. So that's it for the cleaning of the brushes, and I will post pics of the actual hanging apparatus, and you guys go ahead and comment, give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whichever you prefer, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to know when I'm coming out with some more variations on this procedure. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys mañana. Adios.